Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Nacho Problems, where we turn ordinary recipes into extraordinary nachos. I'm Nacho Queen, but you can call me M. Speaking with some friends in the UK this week made me realize we haven't done enough British recipes. Not that they brought it up or anything, it was just the realization that since I still have friends in the UK, clearly I haven't insulted them enough by nachifying their cuisine. So this week we're making Cottage Pie Nachos. Cottage pie is a casserole made with ground up meat mixed with vegetables in a gravy and topped with mashed potatoes. It's basically the same as shepherd's pie, with the difference being that shepherds keep sheep and thus uses ground lamb, whereas cottagers keep cows and use ground beef. I've actually seen a version called pirate's pie that uses seafood. One quick note, this episode was filmed a few months ago, but I only recently finished editing it, so this is the last appearance of my old stove. Let's get started! Step 1. The chips. We're turning the cottage pie upside down and using the mashed potatoes as our chips. And to do that, we're going to try making Dutch's potatoes. For this we need about 2 cups mashed potatoes. I've made mashed potatoes in 2 other videos, so I didn't want to bore you guys with a bunch of repeats. 1 cup shredded cheese, I'm using a sharp cheddar, and 2 egg yolks. Add all of the ingredients to a large bowl and mix well. Next, we're going to add a large star tip to our piping bag. Now, it's been a while since I piped anything, so this is how I like to fill my piping bags. I place the tip in a large cup and then fold the bag over the side. This holds it open and allows me to fill it with minimal mess. Then we just fill the bag with our potatoes, remove the bag from the cup, and twist the end to move the potatoes towards the tip. Now just pipe the potatoes into round discs. Dutch's potatoes are typically taller and more egg-shaped, but we need these to be chips, so I'm keeping them flat. Now it's into the oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 C for about 15 minutes or until golden and crisp. And that's our chips. Next up is Step 2, the cheese. The meat and gravy will be our cheese, and for that we need 1 cup onion, chopped, 8 ounces of mushrooms, also chopped, 1 pound ground beef, 2 tablespoons tomato paste, 2 tablespoons flour, 2 tablespoons butter, 2 cups beef broth, 1 tablespoon parsley, and 1 teaspoon thyme. Start by sauteing your onions in just a bit of oil over medium heat for 5 to 6 minutes. Next, add in the mushrooms and continue sauteing for another 4 to 5 minutes. Now, I'm going to remove these before cooking my ground beef because Youngson feels that onions and mushrooms are an abomination. But you can leave them in if that's not an issue for you. Then just add the beef to the pan and crumble it up as it cooks. After about 3 to 5 minutes, it should be completely brown. Now, depending on the fat content of your beef, you may want to drain it at this point. Remember, that's into a bowl to cool and then into the trash, not down the drain. My beef is fairly lean, so we can continue on by adding the tomato paste to the pan and stirring it in. Cook for about 2 minutes before adding the butter and stir it around until it's mostly melted. Then sprinkle in the flour. Cook for about 2 more minutes, stirring well. Then add in the beef broth and bring to a boil, cooking until it thickens slightly. Finally, add in the thyme and parsley, stir well, and cook for just 1 more minute. Now let's save some of this out for Mr. See Ya Later mushroom hater, and we'll add those back in. Give it one last stir, and that's our cheese. Next up is Step 3, the toppings. One of the things I love about cottage pie is that you can throw just about any vegetables in it that you need to use up. So here we have some carrots, corn, and peas. I'm just going to steam them real quick and probably dice up the carrots, and we'll be ready for everyone's favorite part. Step 4, let's eat. We'll start out with some of our Dutch's potato chips. Scoop on some of our meat and gravy, and top with our steamed veggies. Now let's spin the wheel to see who's going to taste test. Looks like Jimmy Buffett is up. All in all, these were good, but the chips didn't keep their crunch very well. We might have to revisit mashed potato chips again someday. Well, that's all for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, give it a like and please consider subscribing if you want to see more nacho videos. If you have an idea for a future video, you can leave a comment below or tag me on the site previously known as Twitter. I'm at NachoProblemsYT. I've also linked my Blue Sky below, but you won't find me on Facebook, Instagram, or Threads. If you're looking to steal my apron, well, that's nacho merch, but you can get your own at the link in the description. Now, my favorite podcast has recently announced a live show in London, the exact weekend that Youngson and I wanted to go out west to see his favorite band. So we have some tough decisions to make, but that's not your problem. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.